academic activities. With renewed confidence and sustained peace, Anambra is back on the path of progress and prosperity. Be part of this success story. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Nonye Mokoye. Now, towards restoring normalcy and economic vitality, the Anambra State government has publicly commended traders at the Obosi Electrical Parts Dealers Market, Obosi, for their compliance with the state's directive against the controversial Monday sit-at-home order. The commendation was issued by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Markets, Chief Evarist Oba, during a routine monitoring exercise. The visit follows reports that a substantial number of shops at the market were open for business on Monday, marking a notable departure from the prolonged weekly lockdowns that have stifled economic activities across the state. Our correspondent, AGK Abana, now reports.
The Electrical Parts Market, a key hub for electrical components in the southeast, saw a significant level of activity, according to Chief Oba, who said that government is intentionally building a state that embraces productivity. The government of Anambra State, under the leadership of Governor Chukwuma Soludo, is highly impressed by the courage and patriotism displayed by the electrical parts dealers in Obosi, as 80% of the market was open, pointing out that their decision to open their shops is a clear testament to the faith in the government's efforts to restore peace and their commitment to the economic prosperity of the state. At the building materials market Ogidi, some shops that were under lock and key were sealed by the state government amidst commendation by the special advisor to those that complied, warning that the sealed shop will remain so for 2 weeks.
The security is top-notch. Nobody has been disturbing anybody. So those ones that want to enthrone laziness, you should seal up their shop. The state has declared any shop in the market is a strategic economic importance to the state. You must open that shop Monday through Saturday.
So much thank God for today for the effort of Nigeria state government, Anambra state government, to put stop to this sit at home.
We are happy that he did a federally directive and he must support the government. Nothing like sit at home again in Anambra State. Anambra State must move forward.
As Anambra continues its push towards full economic recovery, the compliance in Obosi, Mbuko Obosi, is being hailed as a hopeful sign that collective resolve can overcome enforced stagnation. The monitoring committee, which has the Commissioner for Information, Dr. Lomefo, Special Advisor to the Governor on Security, LVM Ben Chobi, retired, Press Secretary to the Governor, Mr. Christian Aburime, as members also visited other major markets in Nnewi, Onitsha, among others, to monitor compliance to the government's directive.
Anambra State Police Command has drawn critical lessons from the recent tragic incident involving a 21-year-old apprentice who allegedly struck his master with a pestle, resulting in the master's death. In a statement issued by the Police Public Relations Officer SP Tochukwu Ikenga, the command described the incident as regrettable and emphasized the need for proactive measures to prevent similar occurrences in the future. According to the police, the unfortunate development has brought several important issues to the fore, particularly the need for early intervention in cases involving persistent misconduct. The command stressed that warning signs such as drug abuse, theft, and repeated indiscipline should never be ignored, and noted that timely intervention through counseling, rehabilitation, and community mediation could help prevent situations from escalating into violence. The police also advised employers to balance discipline with structured support systems, while correction remains necessary in apprenticeship and workplace settings, involving guardians, community leaders, and relevant authorities when behavioral issues persist may help reduce tension and minimize risk. Away now from state stories, the Federal Ministry of Health has ordered an immediate disengagement of directors who have spent at least 8 years in the directorate cadre with immediate effect. The directors affected include those in the ministry, federal hospitals, agencies, among others, according to a memo cited by a correspondent in Abuja on Tuesday morning. According to report, on Monday, the federal government directed all ministries, departments, and agencies to enforce the 8-year tenure limit for directors and permanent secretaries, following a new deadline set through the Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation. The memo announcing the enforcement of the order at the FMOH signed by the director overseeing the Office of the Permanent Secretary at the Federal Ministry of Health, Tetshoma Defata, said further to the 8-year tenure policy of the Federal Public Service, which mandates the compulsory retirement of directors after 8 years in that rank, as provided in the revised Public Service Rules 2021, PSR 020909, copy attached. I am directed to remind you to take necessary action to ensure that all affected officers who have spent 8 years as directors effective 31 December 2025 are disengaged from service immediately. The head of service issued a circular addressed to permanent secretaries, the Accountant General of the Federation, the Auditor General for the Federation, and heads of extra-ministerial departments, informing them of the revised rules. According to Section 020909 of the revised PSR, the tenure limit for permanent secretaries is 4 years, with a possible renewal based only on satisfactory performance. On the foreign scene, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has called for the complete decolonization of Western Sahara and 16 other territories still under colonial rule. Guterres urged renewed commitment to completing the unfinished business of ending colonial rule, more than 60 years after the UN launched its formal decolonization drive. Opening the 2026 session of the Special Committee on Decolonization on Monday, the Secretary General stressed that decolonization had been a core objective of the UN since its earliest days. He cautioned that the legacy of colonization continued to shape present-day realities. According to him, the legacy of colonialism has left profound scars through deeply rooted mechanisms of economic exploitation, as well as in the form of racism, inequality, and persistent exclusion from decision-making bodies. The C24 was established by the General Assembly in 1961 to monitor progress towards granting independence to territories that have not yet attained a full measure of self-government as defined under Chapter 11 of the UN Charter. The Secretary General outlined priorities to guide the remaining decolonization process and called for inclusive dialogue among non-self-governing territories, administering powers, member states, and all stakeholders. On sports, Nigerian heavyweight contender Efe Ajagba is demanding a fight against top 10 opponents after demolishing former IBF heavyweight champion Charles Martin with a brutal 4th-round knockout in Las Vegas on Sunday night. The 31-year-old, ranked number 8 by the Ring magazine, dropped Martin twice in the championship rounds before referee Thomas Taylor stopped the fight at 1:11 of the 4th round at Meta Apex. Ajagba floored Martin with a devastating ring hand in the 3rd round after the American had briefly troubled him with a left that buckled his knees seconds earlier. Martin rose but was relentlessly pursued around the ring as Ajagba sensed the finish. The former IBF champion's resistance crumbled early in the 4th when 3 consecutive right hands sent him crashing to the canvas just 23 seconds into the round. Although Martin beat the count, Ajagba gave him no respite, landing a barrage of rights and a left that prompted Taylor to wave off the contest. The victory improved Ajagba's record to 21-1-1 with 15 knockouts and marked his return to winning ways following a 10-round majority draw with Congolese contender Martin Bakole in May in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And with that sports news, we conclude the news. Now remember, you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world via our website at www.absradiotv.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ABS Radio Television. Follow us on our social media handles at ABS Radio Television on Facebook, at ABS Radio TV on Instagram and on X. And here are the main points of the news once again. Obosi electrical market has come alive as traders back Anambra's economic revival. Anambra Police Command has advocated structured discipline in apprenticeship system. Federal Ministry of Health has directed immediate disengagement of long-serving directors. From the foreign scene, UN Chief Guterres has called for complete decolonization of Western Sahara 16 territories. Note, Monday's sit-at-home has ended in Anambra State. Governor Chukwu Soludo has fully restored socio-economic and academic activities. With renewed confidence and sustained peace, Anambra is back on the path of progress and prosperity. Be part of the success story. And that's the news. We thank you so much for watching. My name is Nonye Mokoye. Good morning and have a blessed day.